Hello everybody, Iain Robson, welcome back to County Line. How to say it a little bit more clearly that time. Apparently last time it sounded like I said Caroline, or Caroline. Anyways, so today we're going to do a bit of a corn harvest, and I have the corn header on here. I managed to get a 9-meter header on there, no problem. Picked it up from the shop, and I also picked up, actually let's just go ahead and get this guy rolling right away. I'm going to put him on hard worker for the time being. Shouldn't have a problem. Shouldn't be the key word here. There we go. And I'm surprised it's not getting the chop straw mod. Maybe it doesn't work for some things. Anyways, so I picked up a chaser bin, or an auger wagon here. This is one of the smaller modded ones, so this is from the mod hub here. This is the Horsch UW160, so it's a smaller one. Only holds 20,000 liters, but that's fine for me in this case because we only have small tractors. This is the other option, which holds 34,000. And then, of course, we have the Metaltech one, which is a dual axle, 28,000 liters. Doesn't hold that much actually in comparison to this one, for the price at least. It's like $30,000 difference for not much bigger. This is the one I want to get eventually, of course, because that one's awesome. So let's go ahead and grab our semi truck here, and we'll pull him over to the side of the field, and we'll get fired up here on the field, basically. We're on field 10. I'm not sure how people feel about this particular truck. There's color of truck, I should say. I'm sure some people don't like it, but I think it's funky. I like it better on the Tatra though. On this truck, it just seems a little bizarre to have this color. So that's just me. I may change it. It's not necessarily expensive to change it, but it may come a time where I'm like, maybe that's a little too much. But luckily that's what you have vehicle equipment shops for, right? Now, where is going to be the optimal spot for this truck? Well, that was a bit interesting. Didn't expect the trailer to do that. I think maybe on the side here might be a good spot for it. Just over here somewhere. The thing we need to be careful about, of course, is the power. Actually, we'll do it up here on this side, and we can just go right here and then just turn around right there. It's perfect. Let's unveil it right here. There we go. Let's hop into our case, and actually I don't think I've ever used this one before. From the mod hub, looks pretty good. You can actually get an old design and a new design. So this tractor should be enough to pull this. This is actually really nice on the inside too. They did a great job on this. This tractor should be good enough to pull this particular trailer. So we'll see how this works out here. And I thought the pipe wasn't going to go high enough actually, but the way it tips, it actually does it works. It's a lot higher than I thought it was going to be actually. So, which is good for us. All right, as you can see, our harvester has made its way around this corner, which is I'm happy about. That's the corner the hard worker always has trouble with. Specifically, of course, in this context, I'm referring to the AI extension. And because I have drive control here, I can use the special drive control. Ooh, that might. That's going to be close. That's actually closer than I thought it was going to be. It's a giant bush. In real life, I wouldn't do this, but of course, in Farm Sim, you just drive through the bush. If I could, of course. Well, guess real life's gonna smack me in the face today and say you can't drive through that bush. That's fine. I can live with that. Let's go ahead and get this combine unloaded properly this time. There we go. Yeah, that function on drive control that matches the same speed as the harvester is just fantastic. I do like that one. It's one of the nicer features that they incorporated in drive control. It's even got a fire extinguisher on it. I don't know if you need fire extinguishers on auger wagons or chaser bins in the United States. Maybe you do. I'm not certain about that. Just trying to stay close to the tractor without actually doing that. There we go. It's harder to do it in cab, because with a mouse you kind of have to like do this all the time and go back and forth. In real life you can kind of just do a quick little glance And it's a bit different, but let that harvester make its turn there. Is it going to get all that? Looks like it is. Excellent. Now how's it going to make this turn? That's going to be interesting. Well, it's not too bad actually. Better than I anticipated, to be honest with you. Yeah, there's a couple of rough spots on this field. So let's go test out our auger wagon here to see how it works. We're 50% full anyway, so can we squeeze in the side here? Oh, we totally can. We'll just stick here for a second then. I didn't think we were going to be able to stick right there on the side like that easily, but apparently we are. So we're going to just follow along with the combine a little bit further here. There we go. That's good. And I'll show you how this works together here. Now, of course, you can set courseplay up to do all these things, which I have not done yet, but I can easily do. And for this type of scenario, actually, it probably wouldn't be a terrible idea. We have the bigger header on that, because we could have put the 7.6 meter header, or we could have put the, I don't think it's going to, it might make it all the way around over here. Or we could have put the 9 meter header, and of course we put the 9 meter header on there, because the combine can handle it, apparently. I wasn't sure if it was going to be able to be honest with you, so, but it does, no problem. Yeah, it's 20% corn already. I should have probably waited a little bit longer here. I just wanted to see what this looks like together. So, the way the pipe is right here, it looks kind of bizarre. Oh, it's got a little pipe light in the back there. So it looks kind of strange, like it's not going to be able to get into this semi-truck or trailer over here, but it totally can. Check it out. So let's go ahead and pull the pipe up. So that's what it does. So it's actually not too bad. There we go. Oh, that's not a very nice. That's not a very nice looking texture at all. Yuck. Well, we'll have to live with that. We'll definitely upgrade this at some point. It's not a bad model, but it's not my favorite. Ah, that was quick, actually. And that's pretty nice that I can actually just unfold it back without hitting anything, which is kind of nice. Excellent. And you can actually get a couple options of this this overloader, which is kind of neat. I like how they added this. Let me show you the options that you can get with this guy. You can make old wheels or new design or old design. So, and if you make the new design, it's 56,000. I like how they added that option. So if you want to buy it brand spanking new, you can get that. But without that, you can get the same thing for 22,000. So I like how they added that. This one right here is from the Mod Hub as well, I believe, and just pretty basic. But this one is the good one. This Brent is basically the Brent is exactly the same thing as this. So this one's just nicely modeled and all that jazz. Pretty close in price too, actually. So, oh, that combine's not going to make it around there. It's already at 70%. All right, all right. Let's make a turn here. I think it's gonna reach 100% before I get there. 1 second, guys. Ooh, gonna grab a quick sip of water here. As my coaster smashes on the desk, I apologize. Don't understand why it decides to do that, but it does. 92. Let's see if we can do a U-turn without crushing any crop. Oh, we're not too bad there. Now, I don't know how the AI extension works. If it's gonna just start up automatically. Oh, it will, okay. I wasn't sure. The way Courseplay does it, Courseplay will do, it'll go until it reaches, I think it'll unload until it's 80% and then it'll start again. Usually that's how it works, at least. It's not too bad at all. Let's just speed up here a little bit again. There we go. When it makes turns, that's when you tend to lose the the combine in that context. Nice. This is a 145 horsepower tractor, so it should be able to pull this relatively small overloader. Actually, there's a digital. I didn't even notice that. I'll show you in a second. I just know something really neat about this overloader. This is actually a pretty nice overloader for something I've never used before. There we go. Try and stay on track here. Yeah, they did actually. It's quite a lot of detail in this little guy. Here, check it out. I'll show you what I was talking about, or something that I noticed here. There's a little digital scale there. I guess it's telling me how much it weighs. So this is the, if that is the case, then this might be the type of overloader you would use for competitions, I guess, if it has that kind of scale on it. Because the scale refers to like how much it weighs, basically. I believe some overloaders have that, and that's for competition purposes, to see, like, you know, how well it's doing and whatnot. Yeah, this unloads like super fast. I guess it's not very much either. I have to keep that in mind. So very nice. Leave that there for a quick second here. One thing I noticed actually is if we come over here to our seeders, one thing I noticed is that the new seeder we actually got, and then the new John Deere. One thing I'm not a big fan about this John Deere is the turning circle is pretty wide, but anyways. This seeder does not plant like triticale, or it does not plant, what's the other one? Oats and whatnot. So that's the one downside. So if I compare the two seeders, if we go over here, so we have this one which will plant oats, rye, and triticale, or milo I think it actually is on this map, versus the one we have right now, which does not do any of those fancy crops. So that's what I thought was kind of interesting about that. I don't know why that one doesn't do it, but that one does. But I guess because this is like recognized as a I guess a corn seeder, and that's the reason why it's kind of like, well, sorry. There we go. Yep, we definitely need to stay on top of that combine because he's at 60% already. Yikes, that's crazy. It's making good headway on the field though. Pretty good headway. I don't know what the price of corn is right now, but we can always check in a moment here. Once we get beside this combine and unload it. I have to admit, this is one of the nicer sounding tractors. The older ones are the ones I really like to drive around, because the way they sound is just fantastic. Alright, here we go. Let's line up beside here. Put our cruise control on. That should be enough. Yes, perfect. So I wish I could kind of scooch down a little bit so I could see where the pipe was. But alas, it does not allow us to do that. Oh well. Say la vie, I suppose. Nice. This is a really nice overloader. Wow. I'm really surprised. So it's the UW1, I think it was 120, I think it was. Yeah, it did a really nice job. For a smaller overloader, you can use their smaller tractors. Very nice. I'll show that in the shop one more time. Yeah, the UW160, sorry. 22,000, that's pretty slick. I am digging this overloader. It works really nicely. The reason why I use the case here is because it does look really nice together. Honestly. But this should be able to pull this little guy. It's only 20,000 liters, so shouldn't have a problem, I would think at least. So that is very cool. Also, in other news, we might also get, if we go to mowers, I don't know what the price of that thing is. Here we are, mowers. Let's see how much the, what's it under? Why is it under tractors then? I thought I enabled that pack. Perhaps I didn't. Did I not? No, there it is. Where's the... What does it come under then? Alright, well, I guess we'll have to do it this way then. I know there's a mower in there. Let's see. Massey Ferguson. Let's see if I can find the right one here. And we'll see what the price of the Speed Rover is. There it is. I am looking for... This This guy. Whoa, that's super cheap. And what's the width of this thing? 5 meters? Oh, actually, it's not that wide. So together, the cutter is more expensive than the actual unit itself. Alright, interesting. So this is 5 meters, and what are we using right now? We are using a 4 meter. Would just be cool to use, I guess. But in the end, it's not really a huge upgrade. 1 meter, I guess it is, kind of. I suppose. Got the John Deere 4760 and also the Oliver. Filthy, I might add. Just filthy. Oh goodness! And then this one has a bit. I think this one has a nicer mud or dirt texture on it, I guess. So, anyways, let's catch up to that combine once again here, because he's getting away from us real quick. What I'll do is I'll empty the combine one more time, and I'll show you how you can set up a overloader course if you're curious. Now the thing I'm kind of curious about is whether or not this overloader will work with courseplay. I don't know why it wouldn't, but there are some strange scenarios where things like that don't work as you expect them to work, at least. Yeah, he's at 80% already. Not too bad. And that's a hard worker, of course, so if you're wondering how on earth it's able to do this, it is with the AI extension once again. And with the AI extension, it has no problem doing this kind of stuff. Weird circles or whatever. Courseplay could do it too. Because it's a cornfield, I don't really care. But if it were a straw field, then I probably would have used courseplay. And that's because I could have baled the straw up real easily. Actually, in this case, I probably would have chopped it up anyways, but you can do it like that relatively easily. Alright. Combat's at 20%. 10%. Almost unloaded there. As long as I don't hit it, of course. There we go. We're almost full anyways, or we are full. Put the cover on. That's good. Cover's a bit shiny. Not the end of the world though. Alright, so let's go ahead and record an overloader course real quick here. Now they're probably going to run into is when the overloader goes to peel away, it's going to run into this fence, 100%. It will most definitely run into the fence. Let's come up here. What we'll do is let's put the pipe out here. And with the pipe out, what we're going to do is just line it up. So let's go ahead, start recording course right here. Do a couple waypoints. Excellent. And what I try to do usually is just line it up so it's in the middle roughly. Right about there. And I'm going to put a waypoint right there. And then it's going to wait till it unloads anyways. And then what's going to happen is once it's finished unloading, I'm just going to drive forward for a point or two and then drive off to the right back onto the field. Oh, there you go. That's a bit slower that time. Alright, let's drive forward here. Like so. 1 waypoint, 2 waypoints. That's perfect there. Drive back on the field right there. And let's call this F10 Overloader. Now what's going to happen here, let me put it in the right mode right here, which is the combi. Actually, it's the overloader mode. What am I talking about? It's the overloader mode. And what you want to do is if you have a weird shaped field like this and it's kind of a big field, I usually set my combines up manually just so they know where to go basically. So let's go ahead and just save the game real quick because you never know what's going to happen. And let's go ahead and drive course, no combine in reach. So because I set it up manually, now it's detecting there's a combine there, as you can see there. Now it's going to drive and go get the combine. I'm surprised the pipe isn't folding, so wonder if it doesn't. That's one of the things that that doesn't always work properly, of course, with overloaders. Some overloaders the pipe will go automatically with courseplay. Other ones they won't. So it depends. But just to show I'm not doing this, and as you recall, I have the crop destruction off, so courseplay can do stuff like that. Let's see what happens here. There comes the combine. So if I leave the pipe out, it should be fine anyways, but there's no adjustments that can be made or need to be made for this. Okay, that's good. So courseplay is waiting for the pipe to be out there. And now that the pipe is out, it's going to line itself up here and just cruise alongside it. Let's see here. Oh, there's something, I'm not sure if there's any settings you can do. All wheels, 4-wheel drive. Yes. I thought there was one you could do for the overloaders. Maybe it's because this one doesn't have any adjustments on it. So there you go. It's driving next to the combine and doing its thing. Nice. There you go. So that's that. And let's say you want to have a truck drive away. So I'm going to use this waypoint right here. So I'm going to go and start recording course. Fire up the truck here. It's at 70% anyway, so there we go. I'm going to drive forward maybe for a couple points here. 1 and 2. And then I'm going to slowly make the turn here, because I found this trailer did some funny things when I took a hard turn. So because we're so close, it doesn't really matter what the craziness is. Alright, so let's drive up over here. And the unloading point is where? Oh, I guess we're going to do it this way. Alright. There we go. And what you want to try to do is you want to try and go over just in the middle of this. Now, just in the middle of that, so then it has a... oh, that's kind of interesting. So it's aligned properly, basically. And the reason why I like to go this way, to go from this way as opposed to the other way, is just in case CoursePlay decides to try and load itself up for whatever reason, because stranger things have happened, honestly. There we go. These are nice Brock bins, actually. If you can climb up these. No. That's a shame. There we go. Almost done here. It has a slow unload, that's for sure. There we go. So now we're finished that. We'll just continue on our circle here. So I'm going to turn left here, and then we'll head back to the field, basically. And the big thing to keep in mind is when you're going back to the field and trying to line up to where the spot you left off at, is to try and make sure you're aligned as best as you can. So I'm going to go over here. What I'm going to do is going to drive... I guess I could have stayed on the road there. Whatever, doesn't really make a difference. I'm going to drive past this right here in case we need to fuel up. And then I'm going to drive back over here and back to the field. Now if you want to have two trucks, make sure you don't drive over the same path you were on. So I'm just going to do this so I can demonstrate it. I could go all the way around there, but really it's not necessary. Okay, so we'll come up over here. We're going to try and align ourselves properly once again, because you want to try to have the trailer the same way you had it before. So this is about where I had it. So I'm going to pause it right there, stop with the course right there, and then you're going to put this one on grain transporter and just drive course. That's going to drive to this point right here, and that's going to do the circuit once it's full. So if I go to our case once again, he's being unloaded. He's almost full anyway, so what's going to happen here is once he peels away, it's going to wait for this combine to finish unloading, and once this overloader peels away, it's going to do that little course we set up. Let's go ahead and set it to drive now. Now I don't think the pipe's going to fold. Normally it would. Are you going to turn CoursePlay? You're going to drive straight into that. You're going to drive straight into that. Okay. Like I said, it's probably going to drive into the fence. And I expected that to happen, honestly, so... Oh, there it is. Safe pipe position. There we go. So then it's going to go and do its course. And if I hop into the truck here, I'm just going to chill out here for a second. Because he's waiting, I'm just going to save the course. What was this? F10 overloader truck. That's how I name my overloader courses. I know it's not very fancy, and it's totally like, oh, that makes perfect sense. But that's the way I do it. That's the way I've always done it, so it keeps it in mind for me. So, anyways, gonna grab a quick sip of water. There we go. Sheesh. All right, so there that guy's coming around, the overloader there, and the way this should work is once the truck is full, at least, the overloader or the truck will drive away, but I can simulate the truck being full here. Gonna come around, and assuming the truck is aligned properly, because this is important. Oh good, I was like, he's gonna run into something there, but luckily he's not, he's good. So the overloader is coming in here, and like I said, it's important to get things lined up. So what may happen is, if I didn't align this properly, this tractor is gonna say, oh, he's in traffic. But it looks like we're okay, yes. But as you can see, here, it's not quite aligned properly, so I'm just going to back up here a little bit. There we go. Wait for the overloader to be unloaded. So apparently I was a little close, but this is where the trial and error comes in. Usually what is easier to do is you set up the truck course first and then you set up the overloader course, because the overloader course is super easy in comparison. There we go. Where are you going, truck? Wants to go to the first waypoint, I think. Really? You having trouble with this on the hill? Is that what's going on here? Apparently, yes. That's bizarre. I always have four-wheel drive active, I guess, then? There we go. So, I'll have to keep an eye on that to see if it does its job, but that's how it works, basically. And the truck's going to do its thing. And like I said, it does take some tinkering sometimes to get things working the way you want it to. The truck course is usually the most annoying to record because it's usually pretty long. In this case, it's not that long, but it can get pretty annoying pretty quickly if you don't do it right. So usually do the truck course once first correctly, and then after that you can basically just record the overloader course as many times as you need to get the perfect alignment and whatnot. There we go. And then it's going to do its thing. And let's check the combine here. It's full. Didn't take long at all. Oh, the pipe does unfold. Okay. I wasn't sure. So this may be a problem depending on where the truck is located. So we'll see. Anyways, folks, I'm gonna get out of here. That'll be it for me for today, folks. Hope you enjoyed that little somewhat tutorial and how to do courseplay with a truck and a trailer, and an overloader, I should say. My name's Ian Robson. If you enjoy what, you go ahead and hit that subscribe button, and I'll catch you guys later.